Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Hello, Miss Young.
Hi.
So, what kind of hi is that? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. What's up? Shell. I think I saw Shida. Okay, and that's what Jamaican me Mel's. Hi,
Hi.
welcome, welcome. Hey, good night. Just welcoming some more persons. Whoa there. Nikki, welcome to our live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good night. They're beautiful. Welcome, guys. I'm just gonna wait for some more persons to roll in. Hello, Hillary, Shenzi. Oh, I know you. Good night, guys. Hi, Jackie Morgan. Welcome to our live. There's Kiwi Pineapple. Yeah, some interesting names. All right. All right, all right. I see people coming in. Wave hi, Kerron. All right. That's Lady welcome, Ryan Campbell.
Mr. Campbell in the
Welcome.
house. Big up Mr. Ryan Campbell.
Co-founder of Reach Inspire Ignite. All right, so I think we have enough people to go ahead. I am Chantaeu Munroe, one of the co-founders of Reach Inspire Ignite. Tonight I have with me the Kerron Young, Kerron Young, who will be sharing her story with us tonight, her journey from brokenness to victory. And we have some juicy questions, some juicy things to hear from her. She's shaking her head. From her with regard to her journey and what that has been like. Kerron and I have been friends for quite some time. I think from 2014, right? 2014?
Probably like
Yeah, a long time. And she's such an awesome person. I've watched her grow from brokenness to victory, and I'm so honored to have her with me tonight. Hi, Jodine. Welcome. I'm so honored to have her with me tonight, sharing her journey with the hope that somebody, anybody, all of you guys will be inspired, that your hearts will be filled with what we have to share. And so, Kerron Young, meet the people. People meet Kerron Young.
Hi, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just here to see what this young lady is going to be asking me to just kind of share with everybody. To be as open and vulnerable as possible. So thank you so much for joining in. You guys could have been anywhere else. There's so many lives going on in the season, and you guys chose to be here with us. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And for those persons who are just coming in, welcome to our live. And so, Kerron, you're currently single, yes?
Yes, I am.
Yes, yes. All right, so tell me a little bit, tell me and the audience a little bit about that journey, how you got here to singleness, and how has that journey been like for you?
Okay, all right. So guys, for those who know me, who follow me on my social media, I'm right now I'm on this campaign. I'm pro single because during this period of being single, I have been realizing the benefits of being single and the importance of spending time with yourself. Don't get me wrong, I am not against relationships. I just want to state that explicitly. I'm not against relationships. I'm not pro breakup. I'm not. I'm just stating that out there. Persons don't misunderstand me, but singleness, there's a place for singleness in every person's life.
Yeah.
And I used to hear people talk about it, older people, your mother, well, not really your mother, your father, but older people. They will talk about it, you must spend some time with yourself, get to know yourself, etc. And you know, you have to say all people are talk because all people always have something to say. You understand? But
Yeah.
having been on this journey and going through it, I'm realizing that there are many things that you can benefit from, or there are many benefits that you can experience by spending some time with yourself. So right now I'm on this journey. I believe it's something that the Lord wanted me to do as well. I don't think that I just got up and decided to be single. It was definitely something that the Lord was leading me into. And having experienced the benefits, I want to share with other persons who might be struggling with that decision.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Welcome, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Sorry. All right. So, given that you've always found satisfaction in relationships, yeah, what are your views on Jamaican men or men overall?
I don't know that question though. What is my views on Jamaican men and men overall? I
Or
mean,
just
men
men
are nice.
overall?
I like men. Men are nice, and we need men. You know, God made Adam and Eve, and there's a reason why He made Adam and Eve, and He didn't make Adam alone or Eve alone. There's some benefit. Both of them bring something to the table that we need, and
Right.
but I fear though that you know both men and women we have lost our way in terms of what should be in terms of who we are supposed to be, you know, in terms of our roles as a man and a woman. I can't tell you say Jamaican men out of any other men is of any type. I feel like men are just men all over the world. You may have more predominant traits in many Jamaican men than other men, but I think men in general, they're kind of wired the same. So no, they do have similar traits, you know, and so I can't tell you that I have a view on Jamaican men per
Okay.
se.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Given all you've been through, right? Thinking back on your past relationships, do you think that you had adequate boundaries in place in those relationships?
So guys, just to give you some background information,
Yes, give us some
um,
background
so I
information.
was this girl who just hopped from relationship to relationship, you know. There was a period of my life that I was never single. I never knew what it is to be by myself. I always felt like I needed to have a man in my life because it made me feel more of a woman. Sad to say, you know. To be somebody's girlfriend or to be somebody's wife, just the thought of that made me feel more of a person. And so
More
I was in this
accepted.
cycle of just jumping from relationships to relationships from ever since I have boyfriend, you know. I just want to be completely open with everybody. We're not put on
Yes,
no show, right? We're just being completely honest.
yes,
And
to be honest.
you know, I found myself hurting people and I found myself being hurt and I found myself in situations where I lost myself. To be honest with myself, most of my relationship, probably like 95% or 98% of them, I had lost who I was. You know, I was chasing something that I had in my mind that I felt like I needed, but I now realize that I didn't need those things. So
Right.
I found myself where I never had boundaries. I never owned enough of me to tell somebody that, hey, this is my
Yeah.
boundary. This is what I
Right.
like or what I don't like. Or
Mm-hmm.
no, this relationship may not be working for me. I wasn't at this place where I had those things established in my life. And the reason why is because
Mm-hmm.
I never took any time to know who Kerron Young was. I never knew who I was. So there was no way I could put those boundaries in place. So because I didn't have those boundaries, I was really vulnerable to any little thing that, you know, anything that happened. I was
Mm-hmm.
open for anything to happen to me. So
All
no, I
right.
don't feel like I had adequate boundaries.
So, given where you are now, do you think you have a good or a better understanding of what boundaries are and what are some boundaries you would implement now had you or if you were to be in a relationship and start to date someone? Let's talk about boundaries.
Yeah. Yes, I do feel like right now, um, I have been on this journey since 2019, the beginning of 2019. I did mess up a little bit, but I'm back on
What
track.
you call
Yeah.
did mess up a
You know,
little bit. Come, let's be real.
yeah,
Let's
we
be
ain't perfect,
real.
yeah. But I have gotten some time to really know who I am, and knowing who I am is not just discovering the positive things, but also discovering the negative things, those things that those deficiencies, those things about me that I probably somebody in a previous relationship complained about, but because I was so caught up in me being the victim, I couldn't realize that, okay, probably something was wrong with me. So having gone through amount of self-discovery, I have a better understanding about where I want to go and what I want in a partner. And so I'm very, very, very picky these days, that desperation, that feeling like, oh, I need to just settle with a situation. I don't have that anymore because I realize that I can make it on my own. I've found enough of myself. I found enough of my strength through God to know that I don't need a relationship for Kerron to feel like Kerron or for Kerron to know who Kerron is. And so, because I've come to a greater self-awareness, I do have boundaries now. I do. And one of the boundaries that I have right now is that I take things very slowly. I don't let people determine how things happen with me anymore, Also, this person before, just go with the flow. No, I am asking questions like, okay, what is the implication of this? What kind of impression am I going to cast if I allow this person to do this with me right now? Like, for example, in terms of stuff like kissing, I'm a Christian and I love sex. But now I tell no lie, let the church say amen. Who don't love sex, right? And it's something I struggled with for a very long time. It's something that really struggled with my Christianity. And I found that, no, I try not to get too, touchy-feely, and because I know my triggers. And so I put those boundaries up, like kissing and feeling up. Oh, I ain't going to go over to your house. No, I'm not going. I know myself, you're not the issue. I'm the issue. I know my weaknesses, and I'm going to be real with me. And so I have these boundaries in terms of how far I allow people to go with me. Not only that too, but who I allow in my circle. I know I'm a very friendly person. Hi to everybody, and sometimes I'm afraid to make them feel bad and stuff. But no, I realize that I have to protect my space. I know I have value right now, and because I have value, I cannot allow myself to be exposed to any and anything. And so there's this protection of the space that's coming. Those boundaries are there. So I said, all right, and fine. I see what you're about, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not on that agenda. So hi from a distance. Bye. See you later. So those things are some of the things that I put in place right now. And one more thing, taking it slow also allows me for you to show me who you are. Because I find that in my past relationships, what I used to do was assume. So after a little glimpse of something, so I start to run up and extrapolate. Oh, he's a nice guy. He's this. So right now, the boundary of, okay, we have time is allowing people now to prove who they are, so that I could basically make a better assessment and know if this is something that I really want to get involved in, not only intimately but also on a friendship level.
Oh yes, because that is important. Like, I believe that you start from friendship and then you escalate gradually, because sometimes us females, we get too caught up with the emotions. He's cute, he can buy me roses, oh, he opens the door and all of that nice stuff. But we don't really spend the time to ask the truth questions that really gets your skin bubbling, to find out about the person. And I'm not talking about just asking, so what are your long-term goals? I'm not talking about just those questions, How's it? Who's your family? How do you treat your mom? What are your views on, I don't know, raising kids as a particular way? What do you think about financial matters when it comes to relationship or in the context of a marriage. So you ask questions, go on intentional, I guess, interview dates, because dates, that's what they are. You're getting to know the person. You have this space to discover who the person is. But, you know, one thing I've learned, you have to know yourself. Because
Yeah.
if you don't know yourself, you don't know what
Ah,
you want from
exactly.
who. And standards, boundaries are so important, you know.
Yeah.
So I,
And,
I
and
say,
before you go, sis, like I want to add something else. Like I've also learned to not be afraid of what I discover. So
oh
it's
yeah,
not that, okay, I'm afraid I find something that I don't like and I'm going to ruin this situation. No, I'm going to be real with what I discover and treat it as it is. So if I find out something messy, I'm going to run. So I'm not going to try and rationalize it and say, hey, you know, maybe I'm going to take myself away and observe, you know, observe and
yeah,
see
yeah.
what's up. So I'm not be afraid of finding out stuff.
Exactly. And then, you know, having boundaries, taking your time and learning to have an open mind, because sometimes your ideal package may not be the package that God has sent for you. And so you
Definitely.
have to plug into God consistently to get confirmation from Him so that you'll know when He sends the right package for you. Even if the package come and it's not what you want, there's a peace and a grace to accept it because it's
Accept.
God's will.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so given that you were burnt multiple times, did the men you date had common characteristics?
To be honest, yes, yes.
So,
I
so
eventually
basically you
realized,
identified red flags and you just ignore them?
yes, girl, yes. I was so messed up. Man, not lie. People, me never lie to Uno. But I wasn't right. It never right. No, for real. Listen, you see, when you don't own yourself, you accept any little thing. When you
Oh
don't
yes,
value yourself, you accept any little thing.
you
So
set up the
the
counterfeit.
flag could have been a cheat. It could have been the whole sky red. You understand? And it's in your eye. And because you are just, you know, you want this thing and you feel like you need it, you just ignore it completely. And for a long time, I was doing that. I was really, I found out that most of the guys that I spoke to, they did have similar traits. And it's funny because we look for guys that have good traits, like the good that is in us, but we also look for guys that have some dysfunctions that are also in us. You understand? And we think, we're so similar. Oh my God, he understands me. No, we're understanding each other's dysfunction. We're both
Yeah,
dysfunctional. You
exactly.
understand? And so I find that I found myself in a cycle of dating the same guys and having similar experiences. And it wasn't until probably 2018 I start to really assess the trend and say, oh my God, like, but I've been through this before. I've seen this before. It's a different man, but I've seen this thing before. And I said,
Cycle.
why am I doing this to myself? Why is it that I am allowing myself to be in this? And then clearly it's not the guy, it's me, because I'm the common factor. I mean, there's so many of them, and it's me. I am the common factor. So I had to really assess myself and see what was inside of me that was attracting these kind of guys to me. And you know, sometimes these discoveries, they hurt you because when you have to confront the truth, those nasty truths about yourself, sometimes it
Oh
really
yeah.
hurts you and it's hard to grapple with. But I had to do it because that was the only way I could make the effort to fix the situation. So yes,
Right.
I found out that the guys were pretty similar.
You know, one of the things I read recently was that we sometimes mistake similar dysfunctions for compatibility. Now that's another
Definitely.
conversation. You know,
Yes,
I'm
girl.
gonna
Yeah.
repeat it because I think somebody wants to hear it again. So I'm gonna repeat it. We sometimes the dangerous thing is that we sometimes mistake similar dysfunctions for compatibility. Let that
Yes,
sink in.
we
But
do.
that's another conversation for another time. you know.
Yeah.
I think somebody had a question. I see a question. I'm gonna answer it shortly. The screen rolling. Oh. So Kerron, next question, right?
Sure.
What did you do to cope through those times you were hurting?
All right. So that was before when I was messed up and stuff. I did what I always did. I tried to find comfort in somebody who I thought understood me, and it always ended up being a guy. I'm so sorry. It always ended up being a guy. Like this guy, I complain about my relationship, and then he understands, because that's always the case, you know.
And then
So you
it's
go
like,
looking for help, the person that you're going to look for, he always understands. Yeah, true, and then eventually you find yourself developing this emotional attachment to that person. And that used to be my coping strategy. I never usually pray much. I don't lie. I usually bawl out to God, like, God, what is happening to me? I usually do like those stuff, like the whole victim thing, and seek, comfort in other people.
yeah.
But in the last relationship that I was in, I took a totally different approach because God had to intervene. Girl, I think I was on a slippery slope, and the Lord realized that the next slide I would have slide down in a gully me to reach. You understand? And he stepped in and he said to me that, I want you to leave this relationship. I want you to let this relationship go. And it was so hard. It was so hard. I felt, let me say,
What made it hard for you? What made it so hard?
because the guy did nice. He did nice. And we had a chemistry. The chemistry was lit. Okay? It was lit. Anyway, so God said, listen, this is not what I want to feel. And I was like, God, that don't make no sense. Guys, I know I sound extreme. Let me tell you what it was for me. It was like one time God asked Abraham to kill Isaac. So many feel. I was like, God, this unfair. But finally find a good man and you want me to give up? No, Jesus. But anyways, somebody asked what make it so hard. All right. So this person was one of the few persons that came in my life that really edified me. Mentally, emotionally, financially, I just felt like I was on a different, I literally started to find my mind with this person. We had some hard times, of course, because that's how things go. No relationship perfect.
Yeah.
But if he was a breath of fresh air, and I found out that I was growing so much, and because I wasn't growing for so many years, it was hard to let go of that because he now became a security. He became that thing. But God doesn't want anybody to take their place, and that's what he was doing. He wasn't a Christian. And guys, no, he wasn't a Christian. Sorry. He believed in a God, but he wasn't a Christian. And I was compromising. God said, listen, no, nobody's going to take my place. So anyways, when God intervened and I ball eye water, I'm depressed for days, but looking at the house and everything. He said, you have to let it go. And immediately I felt a peace come over me. Trust me, guys, me know say I never my strength. Let me leave the relationship there. It was God. It was God. I don't know where the peace that come from. It's like, when you have a bag and it's a leak and you zip it up, it just zip up everything. And all the hurt and that pain just went, and I had peace. And for the first time in my life, I was single. There was no rebound guy. There was no fallback. It was just me and God and figuring out what the next step was.
Somebody's asking, I guess, what was the explicit sign God gave you? Was it an encounter or just a lingering voice?
It was a lingering voice. And I had that voice let me tell you from when, guys, don't judge me. I had that voice from the second month we started to talk. And when I decided to be obedient to God, it was like a year after, like literally. I got that voice. So we started to talk the December. I got the voice the February. And I kept getting that lingering voice. and I decided to be obedient the following January. So it was one whole year of being disobedient and fighting God before I gave in. So this relationship, when I ended this relationship, I was very single, and it was the first time in my life. It was scary, but then the peace of God made it easy. I don't know. I had this joy, I had this peace, I was pumped. I was so excited about life. And I know it was God. I really know it was Jesus.
Oh, yes. What do you wish someone could have done for you when you were going through your stage of brokenness?
All right. And we're going to be very honest, guys. We're going to be 100% honest with the people.
Yes.
Guys, me the stubborn, bad. Love my own way. Me love the way me want to do. You understand? So, to be honest, if somebody had come to me, and people did come to me, people did say, my cousins, you know, my auntie, people did give their opinion. But me is stubborn bad. You understand? So I wouldn't have taken anybody's opinion. It's like, and some of us are like that. And we have to be honest. We have to be honest because sometimes God does send the help, but we don't want it. We want to go our own way and stuff. So that was me. I just love my own way. But I've changed, guys. I've changed. I'm listening now.
I'm a witness. She's growing beautifully in Christ. She's learning how to keep an open mind, how to be submissive to God and his desires. Because a lot of times God talks to us about certain things and we really don't want to listen, especially when it's for our own good. And it's good to be in a place where even if God asks you to move or get rid of somebody, you have that peace and that comfort, knowing that there's something greater on the other side, knowing that God have your back. So,
yeah,
knowing what you know now, what would you have told your younger self?
Girl, I have nothing to tell her. Nothing. Young girl, learn to wait. Learn to wait. Take slow, honey. Take life not running go nowhere. Man now run go nowhere. And I've learned this being single. You know, Miles Monroe said something that in a relationship, each person is like the brick that builds the relationship. And if the brick is faulty, that means you're going to be building that relationship with something that is faulty. You understand? And whatever weakness that brick has, that relationship is going to have. And so I would tell my younger self, honey, listen, spend time and get to know you. There's greatness in you. There are things that the Lord has put in you. Guess what? No, you're even messed up. You've been through some stuff. And these stuff, you cannot hide them. You can't push them under carpet. No man can erase those stuff. You have to confront them yourself.
Amen.
You have to allow the Lord to heal you. You have to fix you. I would tell her that because trust me, Shan, when I look back on my life and the time I've wasted in relationships, chasing things that were not going to help me, I could have been using that time to invest in myself, emotionally and mentally. There are so many dreams I had that I had put on the back burner for men, helping them to build their own vision, helping man to build, take care of all, take care of things. There's so many things that I took up more than I needed to take up at my young age. So I would have told my younger self, honey, wait, trust me, nah, run away. Right? I am 29 years old now, right? And man did the same way. You understand? Them like how much years after. So I would have told her that. Take her time and wait and find who you are.
In translation, guys, she'd say to her younger self to wait, and that, you know, there's a lot of male out there, so they can wait. Take time to know yourself, you know, get to understand yourself. What do you like? What do you don't like? Date yourself. You know, it's such an awesome thing. When people see me going out with myself and they're like, oh, you don't want company. It's an awesome thing when you can look at yourself, look at your truth, identify the things that you like and you don't like. It saves you the trouble of going through different men over and over and over. And if you continue to go on that cycle of going through different men or going through different females, because we have some males in the house, going through different females, you won't ever know what you like. You'll continue to repeat the cycle and hurt yourself and wonder why me God, when God never did nothing. You have the choice to choose who you want to choose into your space.
Amen. And
So,
I just want to add one more thing before we move on to the next question. So, sometimes you say to yourself, well, I had to go through this relationship because now I learned this. Because this relationship teach me this as if you needed to. I realized that a lot of the things that I went through, I never needed to go through it. God is faithful because He worked all things for my good, right? But He didn't necessarily wanted me to go through that. You understand what I mean? I could have avoided a lot of the things, a lot of the hurts, and a lot of the scars that I've received. I could have avoided them if I was just patient.
I'm trying to. Do you think that the Lord puts us through these situations or allow us to make choices in order for us to become wiser? Somebody asked that.
I just spoke about that. I do believe that there's some things that God will allow you to go through intentionally, but I also believe that there's some things that we put ourselves in that God never intended for us. But because He's a loving God, He said He will work things out for your good according to His purpose. So not because you come out wise and means that it was really God's intention. It just means that God is faithful. That would be my answer to that question.
And I completely agree with you, Kerron, because there's some things that I've gone through where God has been warning me. Because God talks to you, He talks to you in the softest voice ever. He talks to you. But it's because you're so caught up with work, you're so caught up with relationship, family issues that you don't really pay attention, just the general things of life. And there are times when God will give you a little nudge and so you're not supposed to do it, but because the flesh weak, and that's why the Bible says must kill the flesh daily. The flesh is weak, so you give in. And all this time, God has been saying to you, don't do it, don't do it. And I've gone through some stuff where God's been giving me warnings, tons of warnings as clear as day. But because my flesh wants what my flesh wants, I go for it. And then you know what? Having been warned, it's like after a while, God just got quiet. God just got silent. I wonder, God, may not hear from me. I guess this is it. This is the man. This is my husband, and I need to go down that road. But God is like, it's like a parent. All right, you're not listening. You're not listening. Go down the road and see what happened to you. And then you drop and broke your foot and all sorts of hurts. And then you're like, God, which part you're there? But He loves us so much that He comes open arm. I've been waiting for you. So a lot of situations that we have are presented to us. We have a choice. But it's a process. You understand? So my next question, what advice do you have for persons who are currently dating? And what advice do you have, if any, for persons in a season of recovery who have gone through a similar situation as you?
All right. So for persons who are dating, as I said, just take it one day at a time, and just give yourself some space and pray. A lot of persons underestimate the power of prayer because they know, we are in this world where you take up the telephone and talk to somebody, them answer, and you don't necessarily hear an answer every time you go and kneel down and pray right away. Some people feel like, it's just not making sense. God doesn't answer, God doesn't speak. But if you're dating right now, dating is not necessarily, if you're not married, and so you're still in the discovery phase of the relationship. Take your time, get to know the person while you're getting to know yourself too. Never make it be about, I'm looking for this thing alone, and I'm looking for this, and this guy needs to meet this criteria. But also examine yourself, because sometimes you have some things on the list that not supposed to be on the list, that God never set it up on the list. You understand? And so dating the time for both persons to really continue to examine themselves as while they're observing the other person to see this is what they really want. So time, take things slowly. And also learn from other persons. Like, you know, when I was going through my breakup that was really bad, somebody said something to me that stuck in my brain, you know, my mind. She said, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. And that's a Proverbs of Solomon. And I realized that, you know, talking to people who have the fruits in their life that you want to have in your life, people who are living the life that you want to live, people who have been through stuff, don't be afraid to talk to them.
Oh, yes.
Don't be afraid to pray to God and say, God, I want you to send people in my life who will be able to show me things. Because the Bible says, you know, listen, that older women are to teach younger women how to be good wives to their husband. So there is a component where people who are older than you and more wiser than you, they have something to deposit that can help you to navigate your relationship, navigate being in this courting phase. And so I would definitely leave that with persons who are now dating. Persons who are recovering now, same thing, take time. This thing about time, take time and connect with God. Oh my God, I can't tell you enough. Connect with God, because you see, the thing is that, remember, it was God who made you. So Him know why He make you, Him know how you're wired, Him know your mother, your father, Him know when your bloodline, Him know everything. And so when you connect back to the source, when you connect back to the Creator, and He begin to show you the blueprint, everything that He creates inside for you to be, it puts you in a different mental space. You're not going to be in the space of doom and gloom. Oh, woe is me. Well, I'm a victim and walking around depressed. He gives you this to build your hope and to keep you going and to give you something to work towards. So for people who are recovering, connect with God. Now is the time to really connect with Him in prayer. Oh, yes. Spend time getting to know yourself. Make Him show you the treasures in earthen vessel, in your earthen vessel, your talents, the things that you never know about yourself. You know, I mean, for me personally, I love singing, and I've always been a songwriter. But for a period of time, because I was so caught up in this relationship thing, I thought I lost my talent. I thought I lost my talent. I thought I lost my voice and my ability to write. And you see, when I was recovering, that was the time my songs came back. My songs, those talents that my think did dead, them start to come up back, and then God started to show me that, girl, I have a purpose for this talent. You're not just here to serve a man. You're not just here to be in a relationship. You're not just here to do where you're run down. I have something for you to do. And then all of a sudden, my life started to have more meaning. I started to have something to press towards. I started to feel like, you know what? It don't make no sense. I lay down on the ground and I bawl and roll over and I cry. Because there's something for me to do. And then the last thing now, pray to God for good friends and good community to surround yourself with. That girl, that is Chantaeu Munroe, when I was going through my mess, right? We started off with a very, like, our friendship started off weird. You know, we just know each other, but there was no click. And you know, when the click came, I think God brought through that click in the right season, because He knew I needed somebody to talk to, somebody who had them head on them body. Not the friend that said, oh, Lord, boy, run the boy, get you good at, you know, one of those friends, guys. Not the one that boosted like supplement, the one where I said to you, my girl, you know, say, enough time I see you go through this, you know, and you need to look in yourself. You go through this too long, you know, you need to be, you know, looking at yourself, you need to pull up your stuff, you understand? And I had a good support system. You know, I got a good friend, I found a good church, and I connected with God. And you know what happened too? When God began to show me the little good positive things, I never pushed them to the side. I latched on to them, and I made them be a launching pad for me to propel myself to the next victory. So okay, I start to get this peace now. So okay, what am I gonna do with that peace there? I'm not gonna just go back into the same, you know, oh, I feel good now, so I'm gonna run off back in a sin and run off back in a mess. No. But all right, God, I'm gonna use this peace now for focus on something else. So you're gonna give me more peace. You understand what I mean? So so definitely take time and get connected with God and pray Pray for a good community, good friends, good church family that will help you to heal.
To heal.
And stay away from relationships. Heal.
Amen to that. Amen to that. It does take a certain amount of discipline to stay away from relationships. If you really want what's best for you, if I really want what's best for Chantaeu Munroe, and I love myself that much, I'm gonna spend the time with myself, understand God, understand my purposes, understand His will for me. Because guess what? I've gone through a lot of things to know at this point that when you walk in God's divine will for your life, let me tell you something about that. When you walk in God's divine will for your life, oh gosh, I feel like preaching, but I'm not. When you walk in the divine will that God has for you, everything just start line up. You ever see butter go down in a frying pan when the pan hot and it just start glide? That is how things start to glide for you when you walk in your divine will and purpose for your life. But it's not easy. I'm not going to look at you and tell you that it's easy. It's very, very challenging, you know. I see somebody say, I must say over that quote about dysfunction. So I said earlier that we often mistake similar dysfunctions for compatibility. So if that person is still here, we often mistake similar dysfunctions for compatibility. And I've had to go through some stuff and learn some stuff, yeah? I'm tired. Tonight is not my night, guys. It's not my night. But I just want you to understand. Listen, I have been abused before. I've been in broken relationship, almost get married. I've been pregnant and lost kids. I've been through it. I've been church hunting. So I've been through some stuff, yeah? And I know say it's not easy. Kerron has been through some stuff. You hear? It's not easy, but it's possible. And once you have possible, and once you want what's best for you, what is best for you and your personal development and what makes you happy, believe me, even when it's rough and it's tough and all of that, there's this peace that you get that surpasses all understanding. That's just awesome. And you're not going to let go of it. When you have that encounter with God, you're not going to want to leave. No. Even if you drop off, you know, because we fall and we get back up. Even if you fall, the fact that you had that encounter with Christ, it's gonna make you want to get up and continue on that journey. And you see, the sweetest part of it is when you discover your purpose, why you're here, why you're on earth, why Kerron on earth, why I'm on earth. Listen. Anyways, I'm not gonna make me preaching here. Listen. Right. So, Kerron, you are now single, you know, and you're at this beautiful place, and God has been shaping you and grooming you. How are you preparing for a healthy relationship?
All right, so I guess my answer seems repetitive because I guess this is the foundation of what this whole thing is. Preparing myself, connecting with the Lord and allowing Him to first show me the blueprint. Because there must be something that I'm moving towards. You understand? I'm not just arbitrarily going about or just wildly living. You know, He has to show me a blueprint. And so I've been seeking the Lord a lot about His will for my life. And I'm being deliberate about it. Being deliberate about staying in all in my position. You know, stay at all my position. I'm being deliberate about that. Because but not, you know, man come, good day, man come. You understand what I mean? And you'll be tempted to say, oh God, you know, what is, you know, this might be it. But then when I look into myself and I be honest with myself, I mean, I was saying this to myself the other day, that I am not ready, not because I haven't found a guy, because I don't feel like Kerron is ready. Like the other day, one of my friends said something to me and it really hurt me, you know. it hurt me to the core. It
What
cut me like
I'm
a
said to you?
and
What I'm said to you? What I'm said to you?
he was just being honest about something he observed about a characteristic that I had.
Which
And
was?
even though I never like only said to me, when I look into myself, it was so true. And I cried and I said, God, I feel like I don't only do this to my friends, but I also do it to you. I'm a cry because I say, God, like I can't take up somebody's son with them little dirty behavior here because the same way I want somebody's son to be a good man to me,
Yes.
me must not want to be a good woman to somebody's son. You understand? I can't take up somebody's son and treat him anyway.
Let me just drop in some gems and some black pepper, some salt in there, right? That's all. Ladies, there are men out there who are preparing themselves for you. Yes? So that means that moment of patience and waiting and discovering yourself, get to know yourself, because best believe that there's a young man out there who is also preparing himself for you. And if you're not prepared, what do you think will happen? If you're not prepared, let's say the man well prepared, yes? Yes, him fought a couple times and him well prepared for a wife and to settle down, and his relationship with God is perfect. And then here comes, half prepared, unprepared self.
Exactly.
Spend time to discover you. Anyway, sorry, I have to drop that. Continue.
Yeah, that's fine. So I realized that we really have some things to work on. I still have some things to tie up because I don't want my husband come in my life seeing some little dirty ways I have, And so I'm challenging myself right now to confront my deficiencies. The laziness, the procrastination, the this, the that, those are the things. I know I'm not going to be perfect because I'm always going to be a work in progress. But I feel like I should at least a certain level. You understand? Just like how I want to be treated as worthy of having something good, I also respect that man to be worthy of something good. So right now, I realize that I have some work to do, and I'm working on it. You understand? So when the time comes, I'll be ready. All
right.
Yeah.
So, final question, and then my viewers, audience, you can go ahead and throw in your questions that you may have as well. So, how is God using your story to reach persons who are broken? I understand. By the way, guys, Kerron is an engineer, and she also sings. But we'll get to that after this. Yeah? She's going to share with you some of her songs. Her artist name is Kingdom Kulchad. But we'll get to that shortly. So, how is God using your story to reach persons who are broken?
All right. There's just awesome power in testimony. Testimony is what make the Bible look real. It's what takes the theory of the Bible and put it in a practical kind of way that people can understand and relate to. So at first, I don't know. I think God gave me a heart to always trying to encourage people, because when I consider what I've been through, I'm touched by other persons, when they go through certain stuff, and when I see how God has taken nothing in me and made it into something, it makes me want somebody else to experience that joy that I experience, and so I find that of late, not really of late, from a long time, good while now, I have been blessed to be able to share some of what I've learned along the way with other persons, some of the persons that are on this live right now. Big up Rashida. So Rashida, my little friend from church, God has been, helping me to help her, to mold her based on my experiences so that she can avoid the pitfalls that I was, unfortunately victim to. So I feel like, even to my music guys, as Shan told you, my artist name is Kingdom Kulchad. And so I really find that a lot of what I've been through influences the kind of music that I write. And so persons can be blessed through that based on, be encouraged, feel hopeful that, listen, even though I got through this, even though I feel like crap right now and everything looks like it's a brought down, that there's actually still hope and that I can recover from this. So,
I see somebody asked, I'm gonna try to answer your question. Somebody said, how do you define brokenness?
All right. Brokenness. For me, brokenness is when you're at a place where you don't know anymore. You don't know who you are. Like if somebody was supposed to ask you, define you, you don't really know. You don't really know what to tell them. You don't really feel you've lost your whole sense of purpose, lost direction. You're just existing, you're just going by. Half of the time, you're not happy. Trust me. Half of the
Not
time,
that
when you're
peace.
broken, there you don't have that inner peace. You might go out with your friends and and laugh and whatever, but if you were going a little corner by yourself, are you really at peace? Are you really happy? Are there these lingering uncertainties and storm and turbulence inside of you? For me, brokenness is really not having an idea of who you are, of where you're going, of your purpose, and also feeling vulnerable to any little thing happening to you. Like, for example, you don't have enough of yourself to protect yourself from things affecting, like for example, somebody can say something to you and you just feel like, you feel like your whole world popped down because the person said one something to you. I don't feel like we're ever supposed to be that weak in ourselves that somebody can say a word to you and your whole world just shatter, your whole day change, your whole month change. And I think for me, that's what brokenness is.
Okay. One thing I want to share before we get to sharing your song, because we are, time is going. Understand, people, that you, in your state of preparing yourself, or not preparing yourself for somebody, but preparing yourself for God and allowing Him to use you, understand that you're in a constant state of becoming. So for each season that you go through, understand that who you were in the last season is not necessarily who you are in the next season. And so sometimes you have to reintroduce yourself to yourself. Yes, you have to reintroduce yourself to yourself in each particular season so that you can then become a better version of yourself. So you're constantly becoming more, you're constantly becoming or unearthing who God wants you to be. So you're never stuck, but you're just continuously learning more and reintroducing yourself to yourself. And so Miss Kingdom Kulchad, aka Kerron Young, I've seen this young lady grow so much, and she has become such a blessing, such an inspiration, and she has some songs. So she's a single mommy, she's an engineer, she's a mighty woman of God, and she sings. So tonight she's gonna share with us one of her songs. I think it's what, Forward? It's the latest song that you.
Yeah, that's my latest song, guys. Please follow me at Kingdom Kulchad. No, at Kingdom.Kulchad. Please follow me for more. I plan to do a lot more in terms of just these talks and stuff, because I do feel like people want to hear them something. Yeah, even though it may not seem what is trending, deep down I feel like people, they do want something that is going to be able to edify. And so more music coming. So I'm gonna just give you a small piece of what I my song.
Yeah, we ready.
We're hearing?
It's low, but you can go and sing.
I've been through many trials, enough times snake and scorpion try bite me. But now I'm in a spacious place. He took my pain, now I can run and win this race. My eyes are open and now I can see. I see my way out now and I'm never looking back. No, never looking back. Leaving all my failures behind. I take my lessons, but I'm not going back. Never going back. Pressing on to claim what is mine. Me not go waste no time. Life sweet, Me I do it, Him lift me head and put me firmly upon my feet, you know. Give him thanks, you know, for all him plans, you know, and make as him lead us as we trod, you know. Cause everything I have is cause of him. And when I'm running low, he fills me up again. He sustains me, he is faithful to the end. So when the storms arise against me, I tell them, say, I'm never going back. No, never going back. Leaving all my failures behind, I take my lessons, but I'm not going back. Never going back. Pressing on to claim what is mine, me not go waste no time. The guys, that is on YouTube, so please go and listen and subscribe. You know, we're putting positive music out there because, you know, music has the power to shape culture. And unfortunately, many of the things that are out there right now are shaping the culture in the wrong direction. And as kingdom people, we need to bring the culture of the kingdom, to bring liberty to people, to bring hope, to give people a sense of purpose again, you know. I wrote that song when I was going through a really rough time financially. I was in a very bad relationship with a single mother. I never know my head from my foot. But I do believe the Lord gave me that song because on bad days, I used to sing that song to myself. I used to tell myself that, you know, I'm never going back. Even though I still never see my way out, I had to be professing those things over my life because I wanted more than what I was seeing in the moment. I wanted more than what I was experiencing. And I believe that God loved me enough. Like all the things that I go Sunday school, I go church, I hear about God. I needed to see this God come through, and I believe he was going to come through. So, guys, you can go on YouTube and type in Forward by Kingdom Kulchad, culture with a Kulchad. And thank you in advance for your support, guys. Love y'all.
All right. So, give me some, let me see all those who enjoyed this live. Just send some fire and some hearts and some wave hands and all of that jazz if you enjoyed this live right here with Kerron Young, aka Kingdom Kulchad, and I'm Chantaeu Munroe. You know, big up on self for tuning in with us. Join us again on Thursday, this Thursday. Thursday is the 9th. Join us again on Thursday at 7:30. We'll be featuring Crystal Day, who will be sharing so much about her journey, and I believe you guys will love that live as well. So tune in again, look out for the ads, share it with your friend, tell them to come, you know, what do you call this? Tell them to come follow the stage, you know, and tune in for the next live Thursday at 7:30. Besides social distancing, on the down the yard, tune in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please stay safe, guys. Please keep sanitized, you know, and big up on yourself. Any last questions before we cut off? We have like 4 minutes. 4 minutes. No? I see them coming in. Blessings, my darling. Thank you, Kadeen.
Hi, Auntie.
Bless up yourself, Jermaine. Jermaine, bless up yourself. I'm looking forward to it too. All right. Thank you guys again so much. Any questions that we may not have answered while we're talking, I'll be sure to have them answered for you. I see somebody said that they want you, Kerron, to speak at an engagement that they'll be doing. So I'll just pass on that information to her. Again, bless up on yourself. Keep safe, and remember, tune in Thursday at 7:30 for Crystal Day. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Shan. Later, honey.
You're welcome.